You're watching Amador County's #1 news and sports leader, TSPN.
Hi everyone, this is Tom Slivick and welcome to our sports show and the Game of the Week, now in its 25th year. This week, the Galt Warriors battle the Amador Buffaloes at Amador High School with TSPN sportscasters Jim Vinciguerra and Frank Halverson. And on camera is TSPN's cameraman, Tommy Fox. And now, the Game of the Week on TSPN.
What a beautiful place to drive to.
Especially on new Fuel Max tires.
Right. You use less gas getting here.
Introducing Goodyear Fuel Max tires. An innovative tread compound saves you 2,600 miles worth of gas over the life of the tires.
2,600 miles.
You know, on the gas you save, you can drive from the Grand Canyon to the Gateway Arch to breathtaking Niagara Falls.
Wow. Saving gas is beautiful.
Goodyear. Get there.
Your Goodyear dealer is Jackson Tire, 801 South Highway 49 in Jackson. You're watching Amador County's #1 news and sports leader, TSPN.
Hi everybody, Jim Vinciguerra along with Frank Halverson, welcoming you to the 25th season of TSPN's Game of the Week. Tonight we're at Amador High School, where the Thundering Herd take on the visiting Galt Warriors. This local television coverage is proudly brought to you by your overall sponsor, Jackson Tire Service, your Goodyear tire dealer on Highway 49, in front of Sears in Jackson and in Pine Grove near the post office. The journey begins on the wings of Goodyear. Also, don't forget our quarter sponsors, All Sierra Roof Company with Tim Thornhill, your local full-service Owens Corning Platinum preferred roofing contractor. For the right roof, start with the right contractor. Also, it's Camps Propane for exceptional energy. They're your friendly, dependable local propane company. Visit their showroom on Highway 88, Red Corral Road in Pioneer. Also, the American Legion Post 108 in Amador, proud to be involved and supportive in our community. Veterans still serving America. And last but not least, Hospice of Amador and Calaveras, providing hospice care for terminally ill patients in our community. You can support them by shopping and donating at the Hospice Thrift Store. Thanks to them, you're watching this edition of our sports show on TSPN, Amador County's own television network. Well, Frank, first game for Amador that we're televising tonight. Galt comes into the night at 0-2. I guess everybody read about last week what happened. They were supposed to play Argonaut and couldn't come up with a full team, but tonight they've got 20 or 21 bodies out there ready to go at it with Amador.
Well, you know, our Amador opened their season last week and put a big-time whooping on Orostimba. Galt lost to Orostimba. Amador beat Millennium. And I believe at one point they were ahead 52-0. They scored 20 points in the first quarter, 20 points in the second quarter. It wasn't until the fourth quarter that Millennium got on the scoreboard. Lots of productivity on the Amador offense. Jacob Griffin, as a quarterback, threw a long touchdown pass to Donald White. I believe it was about 65 yards. Donald White had 3 touchdowns last week, 2 rushing, 1 receiving. Justin Nichols also had a touchdown. Whole lot of offense by Amador last week with a big-time win against Millennium. And, you know, they come in here, this home game against Galt. And Galt's a team, you know, they lost their first game big time to Orostimba 38-7, and then last week they forfeited. So they've only played 1 game. Their record is 0-2. With the forfeit to Argonaut, they had a couple injuries in the first week. Supposedly they could only field 14 players last week, so they did forfeit the game. There was an interesting article in the Stockton Record about the future of Galt football. Because I remember back in the Irv Hatzenbuehler days back in the 70s, and Galt was a perennial winner, very tough football team, and had a storied history, and right now their program is a little bit in disarray. So, with that being said, here we go tonight. Amador looking for a second big win after their start last week, and I expect that certainly to happen again tonight. I think it's a great confidence builder that's going to happen again for the Buffs and Billy Baker in trying to reestablish this Amador program.
Well, we're going to find out in just a few minutes, and well, I guess we've got the captains coming out right now. For Amador,
you got
number 8.
Jake Griffin, number 8, number 72, Alex Glock, number 15, Keith Thomas, and number 33, that's Justin Nichols.
And for the Galt team, we've got Joe Vittoria, number 55, number 63, Alex Ortiz. I get a couple of numbers there.
Well, and
30, Patrick Johnson.
Whitley is their quarterback.
And Whitley, number 7. Whitley, yeah.
Whitley's their quarterback, and their back is Nia, number 4. First game, had a big game, 123 yards. They lost by a lot, but he had 20 carries for 123 yards. So he's kind of the workhorse there. And so you expect to see a little of this, a little of that. And you look on the receiving end, Para, number 9, was their leading receiver in their first game, 5 catches for 65 yards. I don't know if they normally pass a lot, but being down as much as they were against Orostimba, obviously they had to go to the air, so we'll see what they bring to us tonight.
Okay, and with that, we're going to bow out for some commercial breaks and be back with the national anthem and the opening kickoff. Stay tuned. We're coming at you from Amador tonight.
You're watching Amador County's #1 news and sports leader, TSPN.
And now back to our sports show and the game of the week, now in its 25th year. This week, the Galt Warriors battle the Amador Buffaloes at Amador High School with TSPN sportscasters Jim Vinciguerra and Frank Halverson. And on camera is TSPN's cameraman, Tommy Fox. And now back to the game of the week on TSPN.
All right, Frank, just about ready to tee it up here deep for the Buffaloes receiving tonight. Number 21, Johnson, and 22 is going to be White. Kicking off for the Galt Warriors is number 12. That's Vincent Pamplona.
Yeah, as I said, White had a big game last week. 3 touchdowns, 2 rushing, 2 receiving against Millennium. Millennium's from Tracy.
All right, ready to go. High end over end, taking on the 6 by number 21. That's Quentin Johnson. Hogtied by 64, made the initial hit. 64 is Hario Salcido.
One of the captains for a team that's got so few players, they got a whole lot of captains on this golf team, that's for sure.
25%.
Everybody next to them's got a C next to their name.
Everybody's a captain.
So Jacob Griffin, the quarterback, was their starter last year, showed some good potential. He had 1 touchdown pass last week. It was a long one, I believe, about 65 yards. That was to Donald White.
All right.
So he's leading the offense.
Ball sits on the 30-yard line, 1st and 10. Everybody split out here. We're going to get a quick release to the fullback. Hey, all the way, baby. Bye-bye. 33, Justin Nichols. Just a quick handoff off the right tackle, and boom, he's gone. 70 yards.
Well, unfortunately, I think we're going to be in, or Galt's going to be in for a long night of this. Galt is a very undersized team, and they hit that quick hole. And, Nichols was their feature back last year, had a really strong year, and he comes back as a senior this year, and they expect big things of him. 1 play, about 70 yards there on the touchdown, and he really didn't even get touched.
Nope. Josh Stewart for the PAT here. Holding is going to be number 9, Cody Sackett.
Now, they had a little trouble with their extra points last week.
Well, that one looked pretty good, and it was. So 7 on the board with about 15 seconds gone on the clock. So first score of the game. First quarter of the game of the week is proudly brought to you by All Sierra Roof Company, our community's true full-service roofing company, serving the Sierra foothills for 3 generations, fully licensed and insured for both residential and commercial. All Sierra Roof will keep the winter out of your home. All Sierra is also your full-service Owens Corning preferred roofing contractor. So before winter's going to get here, give them a call, 223-4496. Remember, the right roof starts with the right contractor. Call All Sierra Roof Company, again, 223-4496.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how Galt responds to that after getting beat up pretty good their first week, then having a forfeit the next week, and all of a sudden 1 play from scrimmage and they're down 7-0. We're going to find out what this Galt team is about. Back for the Warriors, number 9, David Para. Looks like along with number 1, Brandon Ramirez.
Stewart with the kick, high end over end, goes down to about The 6, no, the 2. Number 9 with the ball, that's David Parra. Gets it out to about the 20.
Right at the 20-yard line, looked like he was brought down by number 34. At least he was in on the play, Diego Bernal.
All right, 1st and 10. Ball sits on the 20. Let's get some numbers here in the backfield for the Warriors.
Well, I don't know what the injury situation was. I know that their starting quarterback, Whitley, started the first game, number 7. He was one of the questionable players last week. I believe he had some concussion symptoms. So we'll see how they line up right now.
Well, number 12 is a quarterback right now.
Yeah, it looks like number 12, Pamplona. He's listed as a quarterback, cornerback, as well as his kicker. Stumbled and almost dropped the first snap. He's going to fall down for a loss of 1 yard. So it looks like Whitley, who was hurt in their first game, at least that's what I was told, one of the reasons that they did not play Argonaut last week, is not the quarterback. Pamplona starting over. So we're going to try to figure out who's doing what here. As I said the first week, Nia, number 4, was the starting tailback in their first game, and we'll see if he's out there. I do not see. Oh, yes, he's on the right wing. Comes into motion. He's going to get the pitch.
Had some running room, but stopped by number 15 for the Herd. That's Keith Thomas.
You know, nifty little move there, but the Amador defense did a good job holding their position there, not going for that fake. He had a little dip in and tried to go outside. Nice job there by the Buffs defense holding their position, and Keith Thomas making the tackle for little or no gain. So it's going to set up a 3rd and 11.
All right, double out on the right side here, wide in the shotgun.
Inside handoff again to Nia, trying to cut it outside, gets around the corner, gets a little room there, makes a nice cut inside.
Still on his feet. And I tell you, Frank, he's
I don't think anybody's going to get him. He's got blockers in front of him. Thomas is trying to catch him, run him off at the corner.
15.
Touchdown.
Touchdown.
Wow.
I tell you, 80-yard run by number 4, Nia.
Well, as I said, Nia in that first game, he was their go-to guy. He had 20 carries for 123 yards, his longest only being 18. And right there, he ripped off a 3rd and 11, and he took it all the way to the house, about 81 yards on some nifty moves.
He caught the secondary sleeping, and once he got by them, he was gone. No way.
Well, when he cut it back against the grain, all the motion was coming this way in the defense, and when he hit the backside, he had the wide part of the field, and he had nothing but open field. Thomas tried to make an ankle tackle at about the 10-yard line. It tripped him up a little, but couldn't bring him down.
All right, the PAT is no good, so Galt puts 6 on the board, makes it 7-6 right now. 9:54 left in the first quarter.
We have played 2 minutes and 6 seconds. And we've had 2 touchdowns.
And 150 yards worth of offense. 70-yard run and an 80-yard run.
So, get on your track shoes.
Here we go.
Well, that had to pick up the spirits a little bit for the Warriors, huh? Absolutely nothing on their first 2 plays. End up with a 3rd and 11 from their 19-yard line and rip off an 81-yard touchdown. How about that?
All right, now number 12, Pamplona, I think, is the kicker also. Okay. And I thought he attempted the PAT, but I tell you, that wasn't too much of a PAT. That was a knuckleball that went about 32 inches off the ground, was line drive.
So
anyway.
Johnson and White go back deep for the Buffs again. And Pamplona is going to kick off for the Warriors. That'll put a little hop in your step right there. Good kick.
That's another good one on the 6-yard line.
White.
And he's dumped on the 32-yard line by number... As soon as he turns around, we'll tell you what his name is. Number 64, that's going to be Salcido.
There's a few guys in there for Galt on that. I think Josh Gonzalez, the number 88, was also into the play. Buff's going to start 1st and 10 from just outside the 32-yard line. So Griffin under center. They've run one play so far, and that didn't take them long.
This is number 30. Well, we got a penalty flag coming out here. That's Shane Sweet. Well,
for sure, where that flag was thrown, that's going to be against Amador. That's got to be a block or a hold, an illegal block or a hold going around that left end. A lot of room there going around the left side by Sweet, but that's going to be called back. Yeah, it was a holding call. Whenever you see the flag in that area of the field, you can almost be sure that's a holding call. And that's what's going to be called against the Buffs, so they're going to bring it back and do it again. It's going to be a 10-yard penalty. It'll be 1st and 20.
All right, we got one guy already set up on the right side here. He knows the play already. That's Jake Griffin, it's number 5.
No, it's not Griffin. Griffin's the quarterback.
Yeah.
He better be in the huddle.
He might be yelling for a play to come in there. All right, pretty tight in the backfield right now.
Give the number 20. Not a whole lot going on there.
Quentin Johnson, 21 with the ball that time.
Tackled by number 55. That's Joe Vittoria for the Warriors.
Gain of about maybe 1 or 2 on the play. 2nd and still long.
Amador's not afraid to throw the football. We saw a little bit last year from Griffin. He can throw the ball. So he's back in the shotgun this time with Nichols to his left. And he's going to throw it.
Oh, intended for 21 Johnson, but a little bit high. Catchable, but a little bit high.
Well, I don't know that was so much a pass. Johnson had his hands turned around backwards a little bit. He flips those over. That's going to be a lot easier catch because that was a pretty nicely thrown ball.
Oh, Keith Thomas comes out. And we're ready to fire up. 3rd down and 20.
Sweet coming all the way to the right. Nichols still in the backfield. He's looking this way. Completion, nothing going on there. They're going to have to punt the ball.
Johnson.
Not quite sure about the play call there. When you're a 3rd and
20.
About 17 or so, to throw a little out route that isn't going to get you a first down.
Didn't amount to too much there, that's for sure.
Well, that play is not going to get you a lot of yards at any particular time.
4th down. Griffin to punt. Back deep is Ramirez.
Whoa, there's a shaker.
Punt. Barely makes it over the 50.
Well, the good thing is, I guess, is it stayed inside and didn't kick out and gained him about 7 yards on that. But
so good field position right now for the Warriors. They're on the 50.
That was a shankopotamus.
Uh-huh. Can't do that. Okay, so keep your eye on number 4, Nia. He's the one that busted that 80-yard run with some nifty moves.
Well, he's the workhorse for the Warriors, as I said, and all of them should be pretty fresh, other than the guys that got hurt in that first game, having that week off last week. So, but he's the guy they're going to want to feature for sure.
Too much time, a delay a game, I think. Yeah. So attacks off 5, going to make it 1st and 15.
That seemed like an awful quick clock there. You know, the clock doesn't start on a change of possession until the ball is placed down, and I'm not sure exactly when they started rolling that, but it didn't seem like that there was enough time that clicked off, in my mind anyway. Oh, fumble.
Oh, it's going to fall down on it. And that was Pamplona.
Looked like he picked up his own fumble, but they're going to lose about 3 yards on the play, and after the penalty, it's going to be second down and about 18. May call it 19.
Okay, 7:20 left in this first quarter. If you're just joining us, 7-6. Amador Buffs on top of the Galt Warriors here on TSPN's Game of the Week.
Knee in motion, run a revert, nope, gave it straight ahead to...
Number 3, that's Candido.
Number 3 is Rutherford, according to my roster.
Well, let's check the official roster here from Stadium Announcer. Number 3 is Candido.
I have Alexander Rutherford, but...
well, I don't know. We'll check with Candido. That's what the voice of the mother lode right here, Rand Huggett, Amador High. We'll just go with Candido. What the heck?
That's good with me.
Okay.
We call him whatever.
2 against 1, that's right. Majority rules here. 12 with the ball. A little flip out to number 22. And we don't have a number 22.
No, I think that was number 30 that it went to.
30?
That was Patrick Johnson. And it's going to be 10 yards short of a first down, so Galt's going to have to punt.
Either the numbers are getting smaller or the eyes are starting to go here. I don't know.
I'm going to call it on the eyes.
Okay.
That was number 30.
All right. Punting situation here. Just got it away. Nice kick to get it away so quick. Number 21 is Johnson with the ball. And he makes it up to about the 30, where the Buffs are going to take over 1st and 10.
First hit on that play looked like number 63, Alec Ortiz, another captain for the Galt Warriors. Of course he is.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they got 6. Like I said, just about 25%.
Well, got 20 kids on their team. So Griffin's got the play, and he's coming in and see if the Buffs can get something started on their 3rd offensive possession of this quarter.
That looked pretty good on a college resume. I was captain of my football team. How many were on the team? 18. Myself and 5 others. Little inside handoff.
Oh, that was White.
No, 30.
Or no, that was Nichols. Excuse me, 33. Nichols, he was close to breaking that one, just like we saw on that first play.
So a good gain, about 6, makes it 2nd and 2.
Yeah, it's muggy in here. Pasta.
Get that fan on.
You got to get that fixed. Is what you need. Jiminy Christmas. Griffin back to pass this time. Looking deep.
Intercepted. Nice. An excellent defensive play there, Frank.
Well, you know, Johnson, I mean, Griffin never took his eyes off him, and the safety was just sitting back there in perfect position, and easy interception, ball turned over, and the Warriors are going to take it over.
That's Welcher, number 80, Dylan Welcher, that came down with the ball, and he was up in the air for it.
Well, he was just playing center field there, and Griffin never looked him off at all. He spotted him as soon as he had the snap. There was one section in the middle there that he was open, but in the deep of the safety covering that area, it was an easy interception for Galt.
Okay, first turnover there, so Galt takes over on the 30, make it to 30-yard line.
Coming around this, whoa, we cut it back in. That isn't where the play was designed to go.
He's brought down by a bunch of Amador players there.
You know, the problem when you're running that sweep, the running back has to commit to the sweep. He cuts back in. The whole defense is coming this direction. And when you cut it back inside like that, you've got to either just stay with that play, run out of bounds if nothing's there, but you're cutting it up is a dangerous proposition.
Okay, managed to get about 1 or 2 on that play. 2nd and 8. Ball sitting on about the 33.
Taking their time in the huddle.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Give the number 4 Nia that time, going around the right side. Ball's forward to about the 36-yard line.
Brings up a 3rd down and make it 5. .356 left in the first quarter. 7-6 again, the score. Amador up by 1 on a failed PAT by the Galt team.
Looked like another problem with the snap there. Papelona looked like he had trouble pulling out of there. Now, like I said, their first game, Papelona was not their starting quarterback. It was Whitley who got hurt in the game. I believe, my understanding was their running back, their quarterback, and then they had a lineman that hurt his knee that was out for the year, but the other 2 players were out for the game with concussion-like symptoms. So Papelona, we've seen him fumble twice already the snap.
Whoa.
Just not quite in sync with that center yet.
We got a whistle timeout. Amador, it looks like. Jackson Tire Service, your tire headquarters since 1973. Tire technology is constantly updated, and Goodyear tires reflect the cutting edge in the industry. Drive with assurance on Triple Tread, Comfort Tread, and Fuel Max tires. With 2 locations to serve you, the community-minded Bavaro family and staff invites you to the Jackson Tire Store in Jackson and the Jackson Tire Store in Pine Grove. For all your tire, brake, muffler, and wheel alignment needs, and for Goodyear brand tires and the highest quality service, see the great folks at Jackson Tire in Jackson and Pine Grove. A little water break here for the Buffs.
I'm not quite sure why Amador called a timeout there. I mean, they certainly had their players on the field. They were ready to receive the punt. I mean, it wasn't a question that Galt's going to fake this thing, and they needed to talk to him about it. So I'm not quite sure why you burn a timeout there, but
one-step punt, and he gets a good leg into it.
Is that White? Donald White coming around the right side.
Just hog-tied by number 55, Joe Vittoria.
Well, he just got a hold of that jersey on his left shoulder. White looked like maybe he had that corner a little bit, and Vittoria did a nice job. They're calling the flag off. Initially, I think the ref thought maybe it was a horse collar, and if you looked at the play, he had a hold of the jersey, not the pads. So there looks like they're picking up that flag. Going to be 1st and 10 for the Buffs.
Coach Bill Baker trying to plead his case there, but all for naught.
Well, I think it was the right call. He had the jersey. He did not have the pads. It was not a horse collar. It was a good job by the referee picking up that flag.
1st and 10 on the 44-yard line for Amador.
But hey, as a coach, you argue everything, right? White's got it going around the left. He gets around that corner. He's got some room. Nice job in cutting him off there and sealing that.
Number 30, Patrick Johnson with the stop there.
Another captain.
Another captain. Got a C by his name.
So did a nice job. Did not seal the corner to push him back in, which you really want to do. But he was able to make the tackle because there was some room around that left corner if White got by him. Nichols.
33.
Look at him go.
Off to the races.
He's gone.
We got a flag again. Right on the 50-yard line. So
I guarantee you that's against Amador. There's no way that flag is thrown where it was thrown, and it's a defensive penalty.
Offensive penalty.
Yep. It's not a defensive penalty. It absolutely is an offensive penalty. You'll never see a defensive penalty where that flag was thrown.
So he didn't make it to the end zone, but that 50-yard run is coming back with some penalty yardage on top of that.
Second holding penalty to negate big plays by the Buffs offense so far in this first quarter. I'm sure Coach Baker and his staff will be looking at that film to see what the infraction was there. But I'll tell you what, Nichols looks quick to me.
Yeah.
He hits that hole and makes that one little bounce move out to the left, and boy, he's moving it.
All right, ready to go. 2nd and 15. Back to pass, Griffin. Oh, wide open, number 15, overthrown. That was intended for Keith Thomas.
Well, Griffin got flushed out of the pocket a little bit, had to roll to his right, and had to throw that on the run a little bit, and it just got away from him and sailed high.
So it brings up a 3rd and 15 for the Buffs here.
What started out, we had 2 touchdowns in the first 2 minutes and 10 seconds. All of a sudden,
everything kind of went flat here.
inside handoff to Nichols, tackled in the backfield, flag on the play.
Maybe encroachment.
I'm going to think somebody jumped. Yeah, offense, 5-yard penalty.
So mark off another 5.
The reason you knew that was an offensive penalty, they would have let the play stand, and then the offense would have had the option to take the penalty or take the play. On an illegal procedure call, it's before the snap, and therefore it kills the clock. You take the penalty, move it back, and start over.
All right, brings up 3rd and 20.
And this is a tough conversion for any team right now. This is down in distance here. Just it's hard to playbook for that. Griffin coming to the side, overthrown again. Nice job on the defense right there. Number 80, Welcher was in good position, and actually that was a good play by Griffin. There was nothing there. They had no chance for the first down. Only bad things could happen right there if he threw that ball where the receiver could have caught it, because Welcher was right there in good position, and that would have been a pick 6 if he threw it lower. So nice job by the quarterback, Griffin, recognizing that there wasn't a play there and let's live to play another down.
All right, Griffin ready to punt here. Remember, he shanked one, the very first one, to the right side here, barely made it to the 50-yard line. Let's see what happens.
Just about the same place they punted from last time.
That's a little bit better.
Much better kick.
And this is
Nia. Oh, nice job over there by number, I think it was 30. Well, I thought it was 31, but I don't see a 31 on the Amador roster. So there again. I'm not sure who got credited with that tackle. I can't find it.
I thought it was 31.
Well, I thought it was 2, but I don't have a 31 on my roster, Jim.
I don't either. Let's see.
21.
Okay.
Correction. No, Quentin Johnson.
All right.
It's just my old eyes. It was a long way from here.
All right, 1st and 10. The ball sits on the 36-yard line.
Knee in motion, gets the ball.
Cuts back against the grain again, Frank. Another move. He's got some moves.
Well, nice little run. Pick up about 14 yards.
14 yards, yeah.
That's a little inside trap play that they're running there. Nice pickup by Nia. 1 minute left in the quarter.
I'd say that the Amador Junior varsity Buffs tonight won their game by a few touchdowns. Pretty good game. They're looking pretty good.
Crowd right now is very quiet. Oh, they looked like they wanted to do a reverse, and it was a fumble. Nia fell back on, and it looked like number 25.